The next one is public service undertaking. When I have told you about GATE examination, and I have told you that that is a qualifying examination which is used by IITs and Indians of Science. And if I don't mention about public service undertakings after telling you about GATE, then it will be wrong on my part actually. Please understand. Public service undertakings, these are the jobs which you get after engineering if you want to enter government-based PSUs, what we call it as. Now, what is this public service undertaking? They are nothing but the government-owned corporations, which is called as PSU in our country, where 51% or slightly more share capital is held by the central government or even by the state government, or partly by central and partly by one or more state government. These public service undertakings are part of Government of India actually, and they regularly provide tremendous employment opportunities for you people, not only in technical, but also in management areas. They play a crucial role in the economic development of the nation. And that is what is the job of PSUs actually. As a matter of fact, the public sector was given the responsibility a couple of years back to fabricate the infrastructure for other sectors of the economy, focus on the key components, and probably, if I'm right, provide goods and services essential to boost up the economy of our country. If you look at the types of public sectors in our country, there are three types of public sectors. First one is the departmental undertakings. Second one is statutory corporations. And third one is the government companies. Just a brief about all these three for the benefit of those people who are planning to think about public sector. Departmental undertaking, Andre, it is a public sector enterprise which is run as a part of the government department under the ministry that is concerned, right? For example, Indian Post and Telegraph Department is there, All India Radio is there, Doordarshan is there. I can even say Indian Railways also. Correct? Now, don't ask me how we can make a career in all those things. As I told you that in today's session, I'm going to give an overview. But as far as my knowledge goes, apart from these four, what I have told you, even atomic energy is a part of the public sector in departmental undertakings. So you need to basically visit the websites of those, government sectors for public sectors and try to get information about whether and how a qualified engineer like you can make a career in public sector. The second one is the statutory corporations. Statutory corporations, Andre, they are created by a special act of parliament. Okay, the entire capital of statutory corporation is financed by our own government, and they also have a right to borrow from the public. For example, LIC, Life Insurance Corporation of India, Reserve Bank of India. You can also think about Industrial Development Bank of India, IDBI, Food Corporation of India. These type of organizations, these type of corporations come under statutory corporations in public sector. And the last one is the government companies, right? Basically, the government companies, they are those companies which are established for business purpose, and they can compete with companies in the private sector. And as a matter of fact, the government companies in Kerala, they come in two categories. One is the companies where the entire capital is held by the government. That is one type of companies. And the second one is partly owned government companies where the government and public are joint owners, right? But major part of the capital is provided by the government. Some of the examples of government companies is Steel Authority of India, SAIL, correct? Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, that is BHEL. Even Hindustan Machine Tools, HMT, they are also government companies. Gas Authority of India Limited, correct? In fact, these type of government organizations are very good. Just think about it. If you are planning to make a career in public sector, it's an amazing journey even in that particular domain also. But let me also tell you at the same time, the competition level for these jobs is quite high, because who do not want government jobs actually? But let me tell you, even though it is high in terms of competition, it's worth trying there. And to be honest with you, please check out these companies' websites exclusively for the GATE score requirement, because some of these public sector organizations explicitly expect the candidate to have a very good GATE score. And if you do not get a good GATE score, you may not even be given an application form for applying. So please be careful. Put all your efforts to qualify the GATE examination of that particular specific year and apply to these companies. You know what's the advantage? The jobs at these organizations, they offer a great pay. Security is very much for the job. And not only that, you get a respectable position in the society. So I will also rate that public sector are good options for us, for any one of you, after your graduation program. The next career option is entrepreneurship. You could see this buzzword every time. Entrepreneurship has taken a different dimension in our country with the help of good support given by the government. Now, who is this entrepreneur? He is someone who is willing to work for himself and by himself. He is the owner of himself. And let me tell you, once upon a time, engineers particularly, like you people, they were running away from this entrepreneurship. Once upon a time, even if, if I'm right, 4 or 5 years back, entrepreneurship was illegal actually. Very rare it was lying here and there. But the success of quite good number of engineer entrepreneurs in recent years have basically triggered the juniors coming out from the portals of the engineering colleges. This entrepreneurship refers to the concept of developing and managing a business venture in order to gain profit by taking several risks. And that is important. Risk plays a very, very vital role in entrepreneurship. Yakendre, if you ask me, entrepreneurship is like a gambling. You may not be success. Simply put, entrepreneurship is the willingness to start a new business. Entrepreneurship, and it has played a vital role in the economic development of the expanding global marketplace. If anybody listening to me is interested in entrepreneurship, let us discuss over a cup of coffee within a day or two, and let us see what can be done actually. Hotel business is a very good business, particularly in Bangalore actually. So you can choose your entrepreneurship journey after graduating, correct? And there are quite good number of points that you should keep in mind for entrepreneurship. First and the foremost thing is you need to find a problem and solve it. Because according to me, entrepreneurship requires a lot of patience. Patience irbeku, guts irbeku, ready to face the challenges. Yakendre, whatever you have idea in your mind, it may click, it may not click. Helakagala. I told you that I have a dream of opening a small darshani anta. Do you think it is easy? Not at all. So many people are already there out in the market. Naan el survive aagtini. It's not so easy. What I'm trying to tell you is, but let me also tell you that the experience of starting or probably running a company is priceless. And if it goes in the right direction, you are willing to work hard, you are willing to take risk. Let me tell you very honestly, the returns that you get out of it is just amazing, just fantastic. So think about it. Nive Rajru entrepreneurship again. You don't need to bow down to anybody. You don't need to, work under somebody. You are the boss. You are the owner. Slowly, slowly, you can start building your team actually. Quite good number of engineers who are graduating are looking forward to make a successful career as an entrepreneur. And thanks to our government, both state government and central government, they are encouraging the engineering graduates, not only engineering graduates, as a matter of fact, anybody, they're encouraging a lot to become an entrepreneur and not only help the society, but also help the country in boosting the economy. Next is the civil services. One of the things, if you are wondering what to do after engineering, in fact, I think I'm making this statement for every career option because you have quite good number of career options in front of you. If you aspire to serve the nation, ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ ನೀವು. ಯಾವ ಕಡೆ? Civil services. If you aspire to serve the nation and make a dent in the system, think about civil services. One of the favorite career options. And civil services are among the hottest career options. To enter the civil services, you need to crack the most toughest examination, that is UPSC examinations. And the literature survey tells that UPSC civil service exam is the toughest examination in the entire world. Experts, they recommend preparing for at least 1 year before applying. It is not recommended by me. Experts recommend that you need to prepare at least 1 year. I have been telling for anything that you need to make a career, to choose any one of the option in the career, ನಿಮಗೆ 1 ವರ್ಷ preparation ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು. That is why I was telling that I don't know what 6th semester students will do, but for 4th semester and 2nd semester, this is the right time to think about it. 2nd semester, you have a lot of time, slowly think about it and then come to the conclusion. But 4th semester, think about it fast and then start implementing it. Maybe 1 or 2 days delay is fine, but not much. But 6th semester, you have to start, you have to stand on the toes the moment I finish my session. Stand on the toes, take a selfie and send it to me. The outcome of these UPSC civil service examinations are IAS, IPS, and IFS. Now, this is what it is. What is this UPSC exam? Right? What is this civil service exam? So, civil service exams are conducted by UPSC. One of the examinations conducted by Union Public Service Commission. If you are wondering what is this UPSC exam, it is Union Public Service Commission. And why do they conduct this exam? They basically conduct this exam to recruit suitable candidates of our country into civil services. Please understand. And when I tell about civil services, it includes IAS, as I told you in the previous slide. IAS, that is Indian Administrative Service. IPS agute, that is Indian Police Service, IFS, which is Indian Finance Service, ಅಥವಾ IRS ಅಂತಾರೆ, that is called as Indian Revenue Service. As a matter of fact, please understand that they are job of high respect. Indian Administrative Service, it is an administrative arm of the All India Service and All India Civil Service actually. And if you are an IAS officer, you not only serve the state government, you also serve the government of India actually. IAS officers represent India at the international level in multilateral and bilateral negotiations. Artha ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. As per the mandate given by the Election Commission of India, I do not know how many of you know, IAS officers are responsible for conducting the elections in our country. So like that, you have IPS, I told, then IRS, then District Magistrate, Indian Foreign Service. But one thing is there, that you need to find out the eligibility criteria for UPSC examinations. Please visit the website. There is a age limit for all these posts. So definitely every one of you who is listening to me, you are all eligible for this. But visit the website, as I told, and then you can proceed further. Just to give you a glimpse about IAS, because this is something that is very close to my heart. I love IAS. Indian Administrative Service was formerly known as Imperial Civil Service. Please understand. And it is a civil service examination considered to be the toughest competitive examination in our country. Please understand. I repeat, it is the toughest competitive examination of our country. It was founded in 1858, as I told you, as Imperial Service, Civil Service. And on January 26th, 1950, correct, it was termed as Indian Administrative Service. IAS employment, we call it as, right? It is the highest administrative post among all the posts which I have told you. IPS agli, IRS agli, ene agli, IAS is the highest administrative post. Please understand. And it is important to mention that any officer, selected in IAS can be employed by the union government agli, state government agli, elle agli. But deputation outside India is very, very important. The IAS officers of our country can be also engaged in those assignments which are deputed abroad, deputed outside India. For example, World Bank. You can be deputed to World Bank if you are an IAS officer. You can be also deputed to, Asian Development Bank, ADB. Just to name one or two. Maybe, yeah, I can even quote for United Nations also. But deputing to these type of world-known organizations is not an easy task. There are so many IAS officers in our country. So the next one is Defense Services. Every year, lakhs of candidates aspire to appear in the defense exam. Bala jana appear ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Our borders are preserved by an army working every moment to make it what it is today. They shield the nation and ensure that everyone is living well with no atrocities to be faced. Yes, this is what a career in defense service looks like. Every year, lakhs of students, as I told you earlier, appear for this defense examination to fulfill their dreams. Now, with respect to defense, there are three or four, what should I say, areas where you can, or opportunities rather than areas, opportunities where you can make your career. And these are those: Army, Air Force, Navy, and others. When I talk about others, we are talking about Coast Guards, athwa Directorate General of Defense Estate, Control General of Defense Accounts or Military Engineering Services, Army, Air Force and Navy. Disciplined opportunities. Just look at the army people who secure our borders. And they say that people do not sleep in the night, or people do not sleep just because the sun is set. People sleep peacefully in our country because our army is there at the border. And of late, you have seen a couple of movies related to army. Yuri is one such movie. You could see the terrorist attack that took place in 26/11 in Mumbai. How our Indian army fought and saved so many lives actually. So some of the government organizations which conduct the defense exams are UPSC is one, then CRPF, that is Central Reserve Police Force, then RPF is also there, Railway Protection Force, a bit too, if I recollect, what's that? Border Defense Organization and Bureau of Police Research and Development. These are some of the organizations which conduct, these type of examinations actually. So there are various aspects to careers in defense services, according to me. So if any one of you is interested, again, should look at the website of all this. Scroll down all the websites to get a detailed information about the career opportunities in defense. All that matters, apart from your physical fitness and good scores in your graduation and in the qualifying examinations, attitude matters actually. So this is what I told you, that list of the competitive examinations for defense services. National Defense Academy examination. And this NDA, National Defense Academy, basically conducts examination to recruit you people in Army agli, athwa Air Force agli, athwa Navy agli. Correct? And the way they recruit, the recruitment takes place in two phases. One is the written test and one is the interview. That interview is actually called as, it is called as SSB interview actually. So I don't know the full form of SSB. Kindly excuse me for that, but I'm 100% sure that apart from the written test, they call you for an interview which is called as SSB interview in National Defense Academy. Apart from that, you also have to be ensured that you are medically fit, because a lot of importance is given to medical reports. And you have to produce the relevant medical documents when you are appearing for the NDA examinations or probably during the interview process. Apart from that, there are a couple of more examinations like Combined Defense Services, then Short Service Commission, that is called as Entry Scheme, right? So maybe just write out the Short Service Commission. If I'm right, final year students are can take up the examination. I'm feeling that I'm not very confident about this, what I'm telling, but you can just try it out. And there is one more called as AFCAT examination. So this is exclusively for admission in IAF, that is Indian Air Force. Okay, so just think about it. Given if somebody asks me out of the career options that you are telling, I would rate defense service as the best one actually. You get that satisfaction of serving the country, trying to give back something to the society, whatever it is. So yes, there are very less people in the known circle who make a career in this type of defense services.